bust, 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 bust. I told that baby go bust, 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 bust.
Bow, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Set Stream. Just so it's your boy, SSN. Back at it with another one, guys. Let's get into it. All right, cool. So first thing I want to talk about today is Headie 1. You guys know Headie 1. If you don't know Headie 1, he's the coolest, man. So he's an artist, he's a rapper from the UK, from the ends, from the Londons. And yeah, so he just dropped his new album. It's called The Last One. And yeah, it's really dope. I listened to it. Love it. I've been listening to Headie, man. He's like one of those guys that I really fucked with. Yeah, so he's here. He's on this really interesting show. It's called In a Cully. How crazy is that? So they have conversations in a Cullinan. What? In a Rolls Royce Cullinan. Oh my God. Talk about it. That's crazy. So yeah, that's dope. It's on the channel Grime Daily. So that's pretty dope. So yeah, he's speaking about his label situation with Sony, and don't worry guys, it's not one of those sob stories. He's actually come out to say, you know what, I've had a great relationship with Sony. You know, I haven't had any problems. Oh man, what's happening? Yeah, so yeah, it's not one of those sob stories. He's actually saying good things about Sony. So that's interesting. I thought we have a listen there. So yeah.
What's the experience like being on the label?
I never thought I'd ever like get signed by any label. You know what I mean? So even in the beginning when I first got signed by a label, I only ever had one label meeting ever. Yeah, I went to the meeting and like for me it was like an opportunity at that time. But it was a long time ago when there wasn't really like much insight into labels and how things work with labels. You just woke up in the morning and had like an email or whatnot, and then next minute, you know, it was signed to Sony. But it's been a good journey, like loads of positive things on the way. Obviously when you're coming to an end, then it just becomes a lot more complicated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's talk about that. You've had one of the longest running deals I know.
So far you say, you know, there's been good moments. So you didn't say anything bad.
Oh, yeah. But with the same actual label.
Yeah.
Especially with the people from your class, like a lot of people have had deals here and then moved on. Like, is there a particular reason why you've been in that particular deal for so long?
Like what I've done is very unique. It wasn't one deal that I've done. So like people think that I've done one deal and I've been in a long deal. Now I was actually doing a lot of extensions and things was going well, and I was doubling up and topping up and whatnot. Because like I was on a good trajectory. Like, you know, like the grass was green. There's no reason to like look anyway.
So you can do what is known as like a label extension, where it's like if you haven't it's sort of like extending the contract, kind of like if you haven't recouped your advance yet, you can extend it and deliver more projects, I guess, from like my kind of understanding.
And because this is your last obligation to them, was it like a mutual decision between you guys that this was you moving on, or was it more like you wanted to stand on your own and be independent?
You know what's mad, yeah? This is something that I had to realize along the way, basically, because especially when I started doing like some good, like what they would call like hit songs or whatnot, people that wasn't even fully involved in the engineering of these so-called songs that they'll call hit songs, are like trying to have an input. They're trying to get involved in the creativity, and then we're going back and forth on ideas and bumping heads, and a lot of these things are just opinions, they're not facts, but people like are making final decisions based on opinions, but I don't really feel like they have the full expertise. So that's where it just became like a bit complicated.
So do you think that the same passion has been there for your last project as it's been there for other projects that you've had before?
I feel like what I learned along the way was that there was actually it wasn't really ever about the project that I was doing. Like if it was ideal for them, this project would never be coming. You know what I'm saying?
Oh really?
Yeah. Like,
why'd you say that?
Because when every single time when I attempted to get into the project, or like I was on a nice momentum, like, and naturally like anyone would get into a project, there's always something put in place for me to take a detour, you know what I'm saying? And because I'm like more about quality of the music and making sure everything's running smoothly, I don't mind taking time. I would never put out like something low quality just to like break out of a deal, like whatnot. Like, it's not really about the money and all that kind of stuff that I've had.
Dope. That's an interesting mindset. You said you would never put out some low quality shit just to get out of the deal. You always, and that's true, man. Because Headie One's like his projects take time. Like I think his last project, what was it? Edna. I think it was Edna, the one named after his mom. Edna. That one was like a while ago. And then this is his new one. So he definitely takes his time, man.
Situation before when I was coming to the end of my commitment and other labels coming in with the big money deals, and I'm saying, that I'm not going to fix nothing that's not broken, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I dropped Martin Sofa, I was meant to get into an album. Naturally, that's actually what the plan was. That was the first single from the album.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that on the album because it feels like so long ago when you dropped that.
Yeah.
It makes sense based on what you're saying.
Yeah, that was the first single on the album, Martin Sofa.
Okay.
That's what the song was created for. The whole narrative of the song was my first single from the album. But what happened was, I wasn't ready to drop the album yet. So when I was speaking to the label, I said, yo, I've got this joint project I've done with K-Trap is sick. Like, let's find a way to just get this out. and then I can finish my album. But at that time when I wanted to do the project, which was even before I released Martin Sofa, they was telling me, nah, like, forget that project. Like, that doesn't make sense right now. Just do your own thing. Martin Sofa is building momentum, you know what I'm saying? So through the song Done Well, I think that was like the only solo artist song to break into the top of the charts that year. So when I was ready to build on from that, and I'm speaking about another single, I'm going to put on an album, whatnot, they could see like his album campaign is about to start, which is my last commitment. Then that's when the conversation came back, you know what? Let's forget about that and let's do the K-Track project. You know what I'm saying? So it's just these little mind games that get played.
Like inconsistencies in what they were telling you to do and what you're trying to do.
I felt like because it felt like
Interesting. Okay, so I guess he did have a lot of it, scruff, you know. But yeah, no, that's interesting. That's dope, man. I think this is the first interview I've actually watched of Headie one. Okay, but yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I'm definitely gonna listen to his album again. I didn't finish it, the last one, but he's got the song with Storms on there. Cry No More. Oh, Chef's Kiss. That song, I love that song so much. I listen to that. It's Nobody Don't Want to Cry No More. I see them years did. It's like, oh, sometimes you gotta lose the battle just so you can win the war. Ah, from the road to the verse to the court. Ah, 2 new weapons. We're playing expensive sport. Man, Headie's too much. But yeah, you guys will go finish the rest of it and yeah, go listen to his album stuff, man. Shout out to Headie one. Shout out to Ina Kali. I don't even know who's his host. I don't even know who this guy is, but he got a great show. All right, cool. Let's move on, man.